David Benavidez, David Morrell. We were both so very excited for this fight, and it delivered. In the end, it was a fairly easy fight to score if you were just picking the winner. When that fight ended, I wasn't sitting there at midnight at home going, okay, round 7 for Benavidez, round 8. But I knew Benavidez did enough to win. And in the end, we got that result. 118 to 108, 115, 111. 2 judges had it. It got a little dicey there in the 11th with the supposed knockdown. I know Benavidez doesn't agree. But then it was negated by the punch after the bell by David Morrell. So, it was the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh. I was very impressed with Benavidez. The fight was a little closer early on, but then towards the end, I felt like he just showed, he's better. He's got more experience. He hits freaking hard. He attacked the body double the amount of times that Morrell did. And Morrell just didn't want to get hit from some of those punches. And I can understand because Benavidez hits like a freaking truck. I was blown away. And it just, by the end of the fight, I was just thinking like, man, could you imagine Benavidez against Beterbiev? Could you imagine Benavidez against Bivol? Luckily, he told me yesterday he's flying out to Riyadh. He will be there in attendance on February 22nd. Ooh. He wants next. I hope we get next. I hope we get him against the winner of that fight. Before we get to that, your thoughts on what we saw on Saturday?
You know how good a performance that was from Benavidez? I think Morrell beats everyone not named Beterbiev, Bivol, Benavidez. That's how good I think Benavidez is because of how high I rate Morrell. I thought Morrell was excellent. I thought Morrell just maybe came in just a bit too inexperienced for what was almost scary Benavidez. I mean, he's frightening. I tweeted about it. This guy can do everything. And he doesn't look like he can do everything. And I mean this with so much respect. He doesn't look like your athlete that can have fast hands and fast feet. But he's got fast hands, fast feet. He's got a good chin. He fights on the back foot. He counters off the ropes. And when you hit him, a bit like Nigel Benn, when you hit him, he wants to hit you back. There isn't like, okay, you've hit me, I should shut up now. It's like, okay, you hit me, let's go. Now, when he got knocked down, and it was kind of a flash knockdown, he went straight for Morrell, like straight for him. Like, okay, I'm not giving you this round. No. We're not doing that. I'm going to win the round back. And I think he's sensational. I think he's a superstar. I think he speaks well. I think he sold the fight fantastically well. The face-off that you conducted with him and Morrell, I thought was fantastic. Every time they kind of got together, it was electric. Yeah. I think he's the guy to kind of be the next flag bearer for American boxing. He's got the Mexican American fan base. He's got the casual boxing fan base. And I think him versus either Beterbiev or Bivol. I mean, I just said Canelo Crawford's fight at 2025. Him versus Beterbiev.
You keep changing your mind. But that means that we're being spoiled. Oh, it'd be fantastic. It would be, I mean, it would just be like, it would be like literally two monsters just going, like two zombies going in there toe to toe. And I guess, I thought Bivol won the first fight. And then I'm thinking, all right, let's say he figures it out and he wins the second fight and he does it more comfortably, right? No controversy. I'm starting to think like, okay, are they going to try to do a trilogy or...
They have to.
I'm more interested in the Benavidez fight. I want some fresh blood now. Okay, I saw them twice. I know. I would say give me the other one before the trilogy. Give me Benavidez versus the winner before the trilogy. Okay,
so if Bivol wins, you're saying give us Bivol Benavidez.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's unfair on Beterbiev.
Why? 1-1.
I say if it's 1-1.
Yeah.
I know you might not want to like what I'm going to say, but I think Benavidez fights the winner of Boatsy Smith. I think Benavidez. What? It's not good enough. Joshua Boatsy, if he beats Callum Smith, I think that's a good fight. I think Joshua Boatsy versus Benavidez is a good fight. It's not Beterbiev.
It's not Beterbiev. And you could make a case.
Boatsy's unbeaten.
Yeah.
Boatsy could make a case to be the next man in line, if I'm honest with you. Could make a case.
Sure. But is it not a bit of a step down in terms of prestige going from Morrell in a sold out T-Mobile arena to Joshua Boatsy, who is tremendous, but not exactly a known commodity here in America? Right? He'll get a big win on February 22nd, but he's thinking winner of Beterbiev, Bivol, and then you have to fight a killer like Joshua Boatsy. I'm just saying, of course I would watch it. Benavidez has turned into one of my favorite fighters. I was glued. I loved every single thing about that fight was just magic. And every punch looked like it killed, looked like it hurt. And shout out to Morrell for taking those punches.
Bivol fan. I am the biggest Dimitri Bivol fan on planet Earth, and I feel like what I'm going to say next is blasphemy. But I'm so desperate to see Beterbiev Benavidez that in a way, I mean, I don't know. I just want to see Beterbiev Benavidez because I want to see a guy stand and trade with Benavidez. because there was times when Morrell had to take a step back. I'm telling you now, Beterbiev's taken no steps back. Benavidez has taken no steps back, and it's going to be mano mano. This is honestly, it's frightening to think what these guys will do to each other. So yeah, I'm desperate to see that one. But in saying that, Bivol could run circles around Benavidez. I think Bivol's feet could be too good. So either way, it's going to be great fights, regardless of who Benavidez fights. But I am fully in Beterbiev Benavidez, fully in. And Benavidez likes to cause a bit of trouble. He likes to talk a bit of smack, and I love it. You can't talk smack to Beterbiev because he's no interest. It just literally won't mean anything to him. So that card there, he can't play that card. So it's just about a fight, and that'll be a fantastic fight.
Look at this guy sitting in front of his Team Bivol jumper over there, saying essentially that he hopes Beterbiev wins on February 22nd, so that we can see Beterbiev versus.
I didn't quite. I don't know what I said. I'm not sure.
You said it in so many words, but I understand. I understand the intrigue and the passion. What I ultimately love most about this discussion is that here you have a guy in Dmitry Bivol, who's a matchroom fighter, going up against a top ranked fighter with a PBC guy in the mix as well in Benavidez. It's like, look at this world that we're living in, right? Isn't this incredible that all of this is possible in 2025? It's amazing. And I would love it, by the way, if Beterbiev wins. I would love to see Bivol versus David Morrell. I want David Morrell. I want David Morrell to be rewarded so early in his career for taking this opportunity. And I hope that boxing fans don't say, "Oh, you lost to this guy. Now you have to go all the way to the back of the pile." I would love to see David Morrell versus the winner of Smith Boatsy as well. But I'm just saying, like, boxing fans need to stop looking at losses, especially early in one's career, sub 20 fights, as a death sentence. It's not that.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, Morrell was fantastic. Again, Morrell, so inexperienced, decided to kind of take the fight. Didn't necessarily have to, but decided to take the fight and put up a good performance. I mean, was there for 12 rounds, was throwing punches for 12 rounds. It wasn't like he was always on the back foot. He tried to land these shots. He landed some big shots, but Benavidez just ate them. And normally that could be very dispiriting for someone. Like, my God, I've landed my best shot, but he stayed there. And I was very intrigued to see how he was going to handle sort of the post-fight press conference. And he was there, he was talking, he wasn't shying away from the questions. So I'm with you. I think boxing fans should give Morrell a lot of respect, and he should be right back in the mix with some big fights. As for Benavidez, I love what you just said earlier, that he's coming to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I love that.
Yeah.
You want the big fight, go and chase the big fight. And I got to respect him for that, saying, you know what, I want the winner. And regardless of who wins, if I'm him, I get in the ring. Do a Daniel Dubois. I'll have the mic there for you.
You criticized Dubois.
I'll have no. Do a Daniel Dubois. Yeah, because Dubois had a fight against Joseph Parker coming up.
Fair.
Benavidez has no one. Get in the ring, grab it from whoever's doing the interview. If it's me, I'll give it to you. If it's Mannix, grab it and ask the questions. Say, I want you, Beterbiev. I want you, Bivol. And let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's very smart to do that. You have to be in the mix. You have to be seen. You have to be in the front row. That just makes you a part of the conversation. He still believes, by the way, he still maintains that the Canelo fight will happen. I feel like we are further, as he continues to do well at 175, I feel like we're just moving further and further away from it. What do you think? True or false? That fight happens. What do you say?
True.
You think so? Wow.
Yeah, true. You know why? Because I now believe...
Maybe Canelo views him as a draw.
Maybe, exactly that.
Yeah.
The public demanded it 12 months ago. And Benavidez, he had some good wins, Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, but he wasn't that guy. He's now that guy. I'd love to know what the numbers were for PBC, because I almost feel like a star was born on Saturday. Like, I genuinely believe that. It was like a real first big pay-per-view outing for Benavidez, and he didn't disappoint. Benavidez gives you so much value for money, and Canelo's all about the Benjamins. So I feel like Canelo might look at him thinking, oh, well, okay, so you can put a few bums on seats now. You can sell a few pay-per-views. Now let's talk. Because before, you were just a guy that was dangerous and a big mouth. Now you're a dangerous big mouth, but you make me some money. Let's come to the table.